G'day and salutations. Today's briefing, Australia's new tank, the Abrams M1A2SEPv3 funnel web. Now, that is not its official or even unofficial name. Let me know in the comments if you like it or suggest another name. What does this new tank mean for Australia, and how does this fit within Australia's new army structure? Australia's been operating the M1A1 Ames Abram for many years and is now upgrading to the latest model, the SEPv3, Systems Enhancement Package version 3, which has been in service with the US Army for some time. Australia is obtaining 75 SEPv3 tanks under Project 907. These tanks mate newly manufactured turrets with refurbished hulls. The upgrades over the current M1A1 AIM include a commander's independent thermal viewer providing true hunter-killer function, ammunition data link that allows for programming new 120mm ammunition coming into service that provides for different effects like point detonation, delayed detonation and airburst. A common remotely operated weapon station, a CROWS, which can accommodate a 40mm grenade launcher, a 12.7mm or 50 cal machine gun, or a 7.62 machine gun. The CROWS also has a sight package consisting of a daylight video camera, a thermal camera and a laser rangefinder. In terms of protection, the SEPv3 has a unique non-depleted uranium armour package on the turret, an improved counter-improvised explosive device, IED, armour package, but I wasn't able to find any more detail about this. It is fitted for, but not with, an active protection system, an APS, so the vehicles are ready for this critical protection capability to be added in the future. An Under Armour Auxiliary Power Unit, APU, is added to power electronics without the engine running. This is significant as the APU reduces the tank's acoustic detectability range, and fuel usage when operating the tank with the APU is 78% less than the amount used when running the main engine at idle for the same amount of time. This is according to the Director Operational Test and Evaluation, DOT&E. Advanced navigation technology such as mapping, sensing and multi-node networking have improved the tank's ability to manoeuvre. Another significant feature is the Vehicle Health Management System, which improves support by analysing and predicting maintenance issues. There is also improved crew compartment cooling through the addition of a thermal management system, particularly important in hot areas. The SEPv3 is around 5 tonnes heavier than Australia's previous Abrams, weighing in at about 66 tonnes due to the greater armour protection. To help these heavy tanks operate effectively, the Army will also be equipped with 19 M1A2SEPv3 Hercules armoured recovery vehicles and 17 M1074 Joint Assault Bridges, JABs. Now these utilise the scissor system to deploy the bridge rather than being horizontally laid. The JABs will start reaching 3 Combat Engineer Regiment, CER, at 3 Brigade Townsville in early 2025. But the tanks and immediate supporting vehicles don't operate in isolation. They are part of the total capability to be delivered by the Army's new Armoured Combined Arms Brigade, which is what 3 Brigade is to become. The Armoured Combined Arms Brigade will be equipped with wheeled Boxer combat reconnaissance vehicles whose role is to locate the enemy and direct fire onto them, but still with its own offensive capabilities. The M1A2SEPv3 Abrams tanks for heavy lifting in the anti-armour and other direct fire missions, together with the recovery and bridge laying vehicles to ensure the tanks can get to where they need to be. AS-21 Redback infantry fighting vehicles to deploy infantry for assaults, supported by its own offensive capabilities. And AS-9 Huntsman self-propelled guns for indirect fire. As currently planned, this brigade has no organic air defence capability and no kinetic counter-UAS capability. But let's look at these vehicles in a little bit more detail. For armed reconnaissance, the Boxer CRV's turret mounts a 30mm gun and a 7.62 coax machine gun. A remote weapon station is also mounted on the turret roof and can be integrated with a range of weapons including a 7.62 or 12.7mm 50 cal machine gun or an automatic grenade launcher. It is also fitted with Spike anti-tank guided missiles. The 133 Boxer reconnaissance vehicles to enter Australian service will be joined by engineer, command and control, joint fires and recovery variants. To transport the infantry, the Army is to acquire 129 AS-21 Redback infantry fighting vehicles. The Redback's turret mounts a 30mm gun and a 7.62 coax machine gun. A remote weapon station is also mounted on the turret roof, and as with the Boxer, it can be integrated with a 7.62 or 12.7mm machine gun or an automatic grenade launcher. It is also fitted with Spike anti-tank guided missiles. The vehicle is also to be fitted with the Iron Fist APS or Active Protection System. However, there will only be enough Redbacks to equip one mechanised infantry battalion, together with training and attrition reserve vehicles. For indirect fire support, the Army is set to bring into service the Korean-designed AS-9 Huntsman self-propelled gun, which is armed with a 155mm gun at 52 calibers in length, capable of firing out to a maximum range of about 54 kilometres and carrying 48 rounds. As with the IFVs, there are only enough AS-9s to equip one regiment. These will be joined by the AS-10 Armoured Ammunition Resupply Vehicle, which can automatically transfer ammunition to the AS-9 with all crew under armour. Finally, the Brigade's 3rd Combat Engineer Regiment is to be equipped with 29 M1150 Assault Breacher Vehicles, ABVs. These are fitted with a full-width mine plough and 2 turret mount linear demolition charges for obstacle clearing. But does this formation, as planned, have all the capabilities required for the high-end warfighting that the Australian Government says it must be able to deliver? I mentioned earlier about the lack of organic air defence within the brigade. How will this formation defend itself against the full spectrum of threats in high-end warfighting, where the Australian Government says it needs to be able to operate? I believe an armoured self-propelled system is needed within the brigade. See the separate briefing link below on this issue. A second capability I believe is lacking in the Armoured Combined Arms Brigade is an armoured self-propelled turreted mortar system. An organic part of any infantry battalion, providing indirect fire below that of the brigade's 155mm artillery assets, are its mortars. Obviously, for a mechanised unit, these need to be self-propelled mortars. But more than just being self-propelled, the mortar needs to be turret-mounted. These provide greater speed into and out of action, higher rates of fire, and more survivable, together with the ability to provide direct fire. Additionally, in complex terrain, the mortar's higher ballistic profile may be preferable to gun howitzers. The new Abrams, and indeed all the heavy armoured vehicles, will be positioned at 3 locations. The combat vehicles concentrated at 3 Brigade in Townsville. Initial training at the School of Armour, Puckapunyal, and maintenance and repair training conducted by electrical and mechanical engineers at the Army Logistics Training Centre, Bandiana. 3 Brigade has already started to receive the first of its new Abrams. In summary, Australia clearly, given the resources allocated to both improving and increasing the number of Abrams, sees main battle tanks as still viable on battlefields where anti-tank missiles and loitering munitions, such as drones, abound. It is not surprising that this investment, together with that on other capabilities, have been made when we remember that the Australian Government has stated that this single Armoured Combined Arms Brigade, quote, must be able to meet the most demanding land challenges in the region, unquote. The introduction into service of highly capable modern armoured vehicles, as outlined in this briefing, should provide the core elements to achieve this objective. Note, this brigade is designed to fight overseas. If it is fighting on mainland Australia, would be in serious trouble. However, having equipment fitted for but not with is far from ideal, especially if the capability needs to be deployed operationally at short notice. As mentioned, no capability exists in isolation, and I believe the Armoured Combined Arms Brigade is lacking in some areas. That being said, the brigade will, over the next few years, be equipped with very capable vehicles. The quality is there, is the quantity. And a final note, Australia is to gift 49 second-hand M1A1 Abrams to Ukraine, retaining 10 tanks to assist in the transition to its new Abrams fleet. That concludes today's briefing. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share, and don't forget to click the notification button so you don't miss the next briefing. You never know what it will be about. Happy to take suggestions for future briefings from members. Until next time, Vale de Cero.